Hi, I'm Erin from the West Plains Job Center, and I'm here today to go over some things, some do's and don'ts of how to write a resume. So we're just going to go through these steps with you. There are some things that people do, like putting too much into a resume. Actually, short and sweet is better. Um, Less is more. You want to keep it to one page, two at the most. You don't want to have 4 and 5 pages. You only have to go back 10 years. 10 years is fine. If there are gaps in your work history, be prepared to explain that in the interview. It's okay if you have gaps, but be prepared to explain that when you go to an interview. If you were maybe out sick or something like that, that's fine. But just be prepared to explain why you had those gaps. We're going to go through the steps. We're going to go through the steps on my computer and show you exactly how a basic resume usually has an objective, your work experience. Usually we put references upon request on there, so there's a place for that. So I'm going to stop there and we'll go to my desk. Okay, so this is what we have as a template on MoJobs, and it's very user friendly, but you can get templates just about anywhere. We'd love for you to come into the West Plains Job Center, and we're happy to help you. We do these all the time with customers. Like I was saying, there's an objective. There's all kinds of different things you can put on your resume, but you don't have to. We have an option that you can go over here, click on this, and you can click off these checks over here and take them off if you wish to have things off of there. So there's that option. Now this is just ours. I mean, if you go to a different one, it may do it differently, of course. An objective, that's your goal and what you want for this resume. If you're applying for specific positions, you can make it specific to that job. So say you're applying for a cook position, you can make your objective like, I'm applying for, I'm seeking a position as a cook. I had 10 years experience. So you'll put what your goal is for this position. I mean, whatever it is, whatever you feel that needs to go in for that goal. And you can look up goals on Google all day long. I mean, you can look them, and if you come in here, we're happy to help with those as well. But then as your employment, for your employment history, you put in everything, be very specific. Put in where it was. If you don't have to really have the address, you just need to have maybe the zip code in the city, what your job title was, when the type of employment. That's for us here at MoJobs. This stuff will not matter if you're doing it in another template, but this is for here. Definitely have, try to be as accurate as you can when you started. I know it's really hard to remember, like if you're going back and you never wrote it down, but when you're guesstimating, trying to be as close as possible for when you started and ended your work history. And then when you're going down to do your tasks, I like to bullet point mine. You don't have to. Put whatever your task is for that particular job, whatever it is. And then bullet point those all the way down, and then you'll save. But it's not going to let me save because I'm not putting all that information in. But you get the gist of it, and then you're going to continue on with employment. You're going to continue on with each job that you have. I always start from the last place of employment first and go backwards. It's easier to do that, I think, because once you get started going backwards, it seems like it becomes easier. Some people have everything wrote down, and that's fabulous. But I'd say like 75% of the people that come in here cannot remember what jobs they had and when they worked at them. And that's okay. Once they get started, they start remembering it. And then your education, same thing. Try to remember what you put in there, where you went to school, what year you went, where you went to school, and put all of the education in there. High school, then go down and put a second line for your college, any kind of training that you've had, vocational training, anything like that needs to go in there because that's all important, and that all needs to go on your resume. And then detailed references, like I said, we put available upon request because you don't have to put references on there. But this is just a basic resume. And, for anybody in entry level, even beyond entry level, a basic resume is really all you need for applying. And keep it to one page, nothing more than 2 pages, nothing real wordy. Your paragraphs should not be real wordy. It should keep them to like one paragraph at least. And they should be very streamlined. They don't need to be a book to explain it. Just make them very neat, orderly, and that's it. Okay, that's pretty much it for a resume. Those steps, just follow those and you should be great. For everything else, stop by the West Plains Job Center. We're here to help you with job search, resumes, just about anything else. So see you soon.